Okay, so now we're working on add images to your website. So you can add images to your website by using the image element and point it to a specific image's URL using the src attribute or source attribute. An example of this would be like this, where we have the image tag with the attribute called src, and it's equal, or the source that we're getting our image from is right here, https://yourimage.com/yourimage.jpg. All right, so in this case, I don't think that this is a real website, but in case it is, that's where we would be getting the image source from. It says, note that the image elements are self-closing. So unlike our other elements, we haven't had, I think this is the first single tag element. So img does not work like the traditional tags like we've seen before, where there's an opening and closing tag. Instead, you'll see that there is no closing tag. So all we want to do is, for an image, we just want the one tag. And wherever this image is, that's where the image is going to be placed as far as where it lands on our web page. So if I put the image here, let me just control X this. So if I put it here, where we should expect the image to end up is generally around this area. If I put an image, let me delete this here. If I put the image tag here, we should expect the image to show up around this middle section, right between the two paragraphs. And if I move the image up here, I should expect the image on here on top. So essentially wherever the image tag shows up, that's where our image is going to appear. So let's continue on. All image elements must have an alt attribute. The text inside the alt attribute is used for screen readers to improve accessibility and is displayed if the image fails to load. Note the image is purely decorative. If the image is purely decorative, using an empty alt attribute is best practice. Ideally, the alt attribute should not contain special characters unless needed. Let's add an alt attribute to our image example above. So I think they gave it here. Okay, so here's the alt, and you just put it inside the image tag as well. So inside the image tag, we're going to have our source, and we put it in quotes where we want our source to come from, and we're also going to have alt, which is just a sentence that you want to put which describes the picture just in case it doesn't load. All right, so let's try to add an image to our website. So insert an image tag before the h2 element. So before the h2 element, all right, so we said we wanted it here. So let's go ahead and put it before it. Right, so now we should expect our image to appear somewhere up here. Insert an image tag before the h2 element. Now set the src attribute to the point that points to this URL. So I'm just going to copy this here, Control C, Control V. Oh, it's a nice little kitty. I think it's an orange cat. I'm a little colorblind, so I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's orange. All right, finally, don't forget to give your image an alt text. So what we can describe this image as, in case it doesn't load, is kitty relaxing image. That's how I would do it. Now, one of the things that kind of gets me personally is that not, as it says right here, all images must have an alt attribute. Well, it actually won't throw an error if you don't put an alt attribute, and sometimes I can forget to put an alt attribute, but it's very good practice to get in the habit of doing so. So if you can, please try to remember to put not only the source for your image, but also some alt in case it doesn't load as well. So let's go ahead and run the test. Awesome. Keep calm and code on.